Otis Calvin Sims was born on September 9th, 1898, in Douglas County, Missouri. He was the sixth of 8 children born to Siegel and Susanna Wallace Sims. When Otis was born, his father was 37 and his mother was 33. Otis grew up in Douglas County on his parents' farm. For any Douglas or Ozark County locals who are watching this video, Otis's older brother was Reverend Zim Sims. I know every time Reverend Sims is posted on other history pages, a lot of people say they knew him. He has a lot of stories, and he was a preacher in several churches in Douglas and Ozark County. Reverend Sims is buried in the same cemetery near Otis's grave. In 1910, I found Otis on the census when he would have been around the age of 12. He was attending school and he knew how to read and write. It was also listed he had a job working on his family's farm and he was earning a wage for it. If this is true, this was very unusual to find. Most children in this time had no choice but to help with farm and household chores for survival of the family. This was the first time I found where a child said they were actually getting paid for helping around the farm. It also listed that he worked on the family farm, so he wasn't going to a neighbor's farm for another job. Also on the census living with Otis was his paternal grandmother, Polly Sims. I've already posted Polly's cleaning and history video, if that name sounds familiar to you. A year after the census was taken in 1911, the Sims family lost their daughter unexpectedly. Lillian Sims was Otis's older sister. Her story was a sad one, and it reminded me a lot of Minnie Ballinger Bennett. Lillian married her husband, Oscar Pride, when she was only 14 years old. I don't know how old Oscar was at the time of their marriage. It's documented Lillian and Oscar ran a store in Goodville, Missouri. 2 years after their marriage, Lillian passed away due to postpartum preeclampsia, trying to give birth to her only child. This means that after she had her baby, she developed severely high blood pressure, which leads to seizures, strokes, and sadly in Lillian's case, her death. Her obituary didn't say whether the baby lived. Lillian is buried in Clifty Hall Cemetery in Douglas County, Missouri. Fast forward to 7 years later, 3 days after his 20th birthday, Otis filled out his draft card for World War I. He was still working for his father on the family farm. His card says he was of medium height and build with blue eyes and dark brown hair. The next month, Otis left home for training camp in San Antonio, Texas. Otis passed away the next month at his family's home. So I don't know if he became sick en route to the training camp, if he got to the training camp and he got sick so they sent him home. I'm not sure what happened. But Otis passed away on December 8th, 1918 at the age of only 20. Otis had a very long obituary published in the paper and he was clearly loved by the community. His obituary said, "Again the death angel has entered the vicinity and called from our midst a beloved and highly esteemed young man. Otis was sick only 10 days, but he suffered terribly during that time. He first took influenza, followed by typhoid fever. He was delirious most of the time, but when death came so peaceful, he merely fell asleep. Fell asleep to wake with Jesus. Dearest loved ones, do not weep. He was a good Christian boy and loved by all who knew him. He is gone, but not forgotten. Never shall his memory fade, and sweetest thoughts will ever linger around the grave where he lies. God in his wisdom has recalled the born. His love has given, though the body slumbers here, his soul is safe in heaven." Otis's obituary also stated his family was unable to have a funeral at the time he passed because his whole family was sick with influenza at the time. The Sims buried Otis in Tedrick Cemetery in Douglas County, Missouri, next to his grandma, Polly Sims. I found an article from the spring of next year that invited everybody to attend Otis's funeral. It said Reverend Shannon and Brown were both going to preach a sermon. Otis was also a member of the Modern Woodsmen of America, and they were placing his monument in that day. Then a basket dinner was to follow. The NWA put a beautiful headstone in for Otis. Otis's stone has the gates of heaven opening carved into the top. The NWA symbol is in the middle with the words life, love, and truth around it. It also has a cloth draped across the top of it, which is a symbol of the person passing from this life into the next. His stone was stained very black and it still has a lot of staining to it. I reapplied D2 when I visited, and I will check it again later. My family tree showed that I'm not related to Otis, but my husband is. He is my husband's seventh cousin, 4 times removed. Thank you so much for watching. Rest in peace, Otis.